Hello, everyone. I am so happy to see you and be here with you right now. I'm Michelle Morrison, and today I thought that a really beautiful thing to talk about would be your own intuition. And if we go down to kind of a foundational level of how it works, one of the things that I get all the time is I don't know if I can trust my own intuition, or I might be feeling a little bit blocked or uncertain. And so I want to tell you today how it is that you can be more certain and how you can absolutely stretch those muscles and get them working for you so that you are not feeling any uncertainty, that you're feeling much more connected to your own intuition. So if you've ever wondered if this is just overthinking or if it's ego or if it's just something else, you are not alone. A lot of people go through this, and I have even myself in my own life for sure. And there are times where you might find your intuition feels really confused, or if you're trusting the message, like, is it my ego? What is it? Like, where is this coming from? I'm not sure if I can trust it. I've been wrong in the past. Whatever the case may be, we can shift and change that for you and make it much more successful right now. And so intuition at its base level is tuning into something that is like an ethereal energy, I guess. Like, it's subtle, it's nuanced, and it's honestly very deeply personal to you. And so no two intuitive languages look or feel exact, because yours feels exactly the way that it should for you. But I'm going to tell you how to recognize it with a little bit more ease. One of the things that intuition is not, it is not some sort of booming voice. It is not like a flashing neon sign that drops from the sky and gives you an instruction. It is more like a gentle nudge. It is more like some sort of a grounded knowing that comes from within. It can feel even sometimes like a little bit of a whisper. It doesn't come typically with a lot of bang and boom stuff like your ego does. Your ego is like the CNN ticker tape of breaking news, constantly telling you to be on alert and be afraid of this and oh my gosh and holy moly. Intuition isn't going to do any of that. It's going to land a whole lot differently in your body. So one of the best ways, the honest best way to get into knowing your own intuitive voice so much better is to be really tuned into your own thoughts, feelings, and your own inner voice. How can you tell when something intuitive is trying to come through? Well, this is one of the most powerful ways to know that, is to start to differentiate between the way that your body, your energy speaks to you. And so it really means tuning into the thoughts of your own, like within your own body, and also being aware of the tone within that dialogue, within that energy, and that you have awareness with the feelings that arise within you throughout the day. Some people have really struggle with this because they may have repressed their feelings, or they deny what they are really thinking because maybe it isn't what they want. When you just have awareness, it just becomes so much easier to allow those feelings to filter through you, to move through you instead of staying stuck within you. And there's nothing great that happens when things stay stuck within us or we repress what is really true within each of us. And so those are really important things to value within your own experience, and that will ultimately help you to really develop that inner voice. It's highly likely that through your life, you have been conditioned to listen to some sort of an expert, to trust the adults in the room, so to speak, that you have in ways been told, as a child, what to think, what to feel, where you should go, what you should do. And, there's good reason for some of that. I mean, some of it is meant to keep you safe, and those things are good. But when it is actually denying what you know to be true, and you are, say, the child speaking up and saying, hey, this doesn't feel good for me, or I don't like this, or what have you, and the parent is saying, too bad, we're gonna, we're doing this anyway, or whatever the case may be, it can throw you off of trusting your own intuition. I don't think that that's an unusual experience for many of us, but what I do think is that you're at a time in your life where now you can shake those things off, and that you can start coming back to yourself and trusting yourself. So this isn't about blame, or I'm not intuitive because, somebody didn't let me be, or whatever the case may be. Where are you now? And let's come back to that place right now, and let's start developing those skills right now. And you're not doing yourself any favors if you continue to deny and repress your own feelings. We don't want to do that. We want to be able to acknowledge them, to understand them, to know where they're coming from and why they're coming up. So coming back to that intuitive self is going to be shaking off that voice and allowing your own inner voice to be heard. A lot of the voices that you have in your head come from outside conditioning. So whether that was from childhood, or whether it is from religious beliefs, perhaps, or it is from social media narratives, cultural narratives and pressure, societal expectations, whatever the case may be, if you've been confused about what's true for you, it is likely because there has been some absorption of those outside narratives that you have been taking as your own. The I should do this. Everyone says I should do that. Society says it should look like this, whatever that is. And that is denying your own inner voice. Maybe there are things within that do feel right for you, and that's really great. And then maybe there are things that absolutely just go against who you are and what you know to be true for you. If you don't allow those things to be heard within you, it's going to be very difficult for you to understand your intuitive voice. So, developing intuition at its base means developing self-awareness. And it means being able to distinguish between that authentic voice and the ones that were actually handed to you rather than coming from within you. Let's talk about what intuition feels like in the body. Because intuition, so let's go back for 1 second. We have lots of instincts within the body. Our outer instincts keep us safe. Our outer instincts are, it's cold, put a jacket on. You're thirsty, drink a glass of water. You're hungry, time to get something to eat. There's a bear, run, or whichever kind of bear it is, maybe not. Whatever the case may be, your instincts are telling you what to do in order to keep you safe. And thank goodness you have been gifted with those beautiful instincts that help you to keep you safe on the earth. For our inner instincts, those are the ones that we're talking about today. And those are the ones that are just a little bit more subtle and don't come with that big booming voice and a ton of instantaneous, like, do this now. Like it tends to be a little bit more subtle. So intuitive thoughts can be incredibly direct. They get right to the point, but they won't feel frantic. They are going to land with some sort of a grounded knowing within your body. So one time I was driving on a highway, and I heard within my experience that landed in a grounded way, didn't make me feel freaked out. I felt very calm. The message was change lanes. So I did. I listened. I changed lanes. I did not feel afraid. I felt very, very centered and grounded. if I hadn't changed lanes, I would have had to slam on the brakes very, very quickly, as there was an accident in that lane just a little bit further up from me. So changing lanes allowed me to still slow down for the accident, but without having to slam on my brakes and come to a screeching halt. So even though it is a warning, it will land like, okay, yeah, got it. We're going to change lanes, or we're going to, we're going to do this, or we're going to move over, or it's okay. Like, it will land with a sense of a little bit of inner peace. Fear, on the other hand, and egoic thoughts tend to be a little bit busier, and they tend to be a little bit louder. They tend to like kind of live in the mind, so they don't really like land in the body with that kind of integrated, grounded feel. They tend to stay up in the mind, and they might kind of spiral. And so what I mean is, like, they can take you down a rabbit hole of fear. So it can take you down a rabbit hole of a million things that'll go wrong, sideways from Sunday. And whereas an intuitive thought will just be direct to the point, and it will land a little bit more centered in your being. Does the message come with peace, or does it come with panic? That's a really, really great way to know. Now, your outside senses, if there is something to panic about, like, they're going to say, get out of the way, like there's a rock falling, move. That's your outer senses. The inner senses aren't going to make you feel panicked. They're just not. They're going to make you feel like, this isn't a safe place for me, I need to leave. Or tune in and listen, hear what that person's saying that's really important for you to hear, that kind of thing. It's going to be direct to the point, but it's going to feel good inside. The thing about intuition that can be really challenging for people is that it doesn't always tell you what you want to hear. And what I mean by that is, say there's something that you want to go or do and be a part of, but there's a nagging feeling within you like, I don't know, don't go. Or there's something about this isn't sitting right. You're like, damn, I really wanted to go or do that or be a part of this, but your intuition is telling you, or it's not the right time, or let's wait a little bit longer, or, something along those lines. It can tell you something like that. And you're like, I always laugh when I watch like this played out like in like a Hollywood show or a movie or something like that. And I wonder, it's all for entertainment's sake, of course, but like when you watch somebody walking into the shed with chainsaws, you're like, don't go into the shed with the chainsaws. And the person is kind of still wandering in. If they had that feeling, oh, I really shouldn't do this, but they go anyway because they're trying to find something or figure something out, you get what I'm saying. So when sometimes your intuition is saying to you something and you wanted to hear something else, it's okay. Trust that something else is coming, or there's something else that you didn't know. One example of this was we were planning a vacation with a lovely group of friends, and I was really, really excited about the vacation and what was coming up. And we got to about maybe the 5 or 6 month point out from the vacation, and I just couldn't visualize us there. I'm like, what is wrong with me? Like, why can't I see us on this vacation? I don't know what's wrong. Am I like, maybe I'm like nervous to go or to travel or, something like that. But as it got closer, like in that 5 to 6 month range, because we had planned this about a year out. So as we got into, we're now about 5 months, 6 months away. I'm like, I just can't see us there. Just don't see us going. Well, the timing was of that trip that this was December 2019. And in January 2020 is when we first became aware of COVID. We didn't at that time, like, I think, understand that the world would be shut down in the ways that it did. But it absolutely was like, I just can't see us there. When COVID came into, the news and people started talking about it, I'm like, oh, this is why we won't be able to go. And then we got to March of 2020, and surely to goodness, the world then shut down at that time. And so it wasn't what I wanted to hear. I wanted to go on this beautiful vacation. I wanted to do this trip. There was so many things about it that would have been firsts for me that I had never yet experienced. And I was really looking forward to it. But my intuition was like, you're going to wait. And so it wasn't what I wanted to hear. So you're going to have that sometimes where it's something that you really want, or something that you want to turn out a certain way, or you want it to have, work out in a certain way. And it may be that it ends up being a little bit different, but for good reason, or it's keeping you safe, or you learn later that there was something that wasn't really right about it, or something happened, or it saved you from a stress, or an incident. Like, who knows? When you look back with that beautiful 2020 hindsight, you can see that there might have been really good reasons for why your intuition was telling you what it did. It's really important to then trust the information that's coming to you and not judge the message, but instead to kind of honor it a little bit. And even when it's inconvenient, even when it challenges you in what you wanted and what you thought, or what you think should be an outcome, let the intuition land. If it lands with that grounded feeling and that grounded knowing, there's a really good reason for it. And learning to trust it is one of the things that you will absolutely come to appreciate the most about yourself and your intuition, and allowing it to be one of your guiding things in life. As you are trying to develop your intuition, it's not, the first step is to go outside of yourself looking for answers. It is to go inward, to start paying attention to how you feel. Start paying attention to the thoughts and the feelings that you have. Where do they land within you? How do they make you feel? When you have a deep self-awareness about your own self and your own feelings, when an ethereal message comes from your consciousness, from your higher self, from your source energy, it's going to land in such a way within you that you're not going to question it, that you're going to be like, oh, I really trust this voice. Like, there's that feeling. I know exactly what that means. I'm absolutely going to trust that. Fantastic. I'm on the right track, that kind of thing. And so the more you know about yourself, the more self-awareness you have about yourself, the easier it's going to become to hear the powerful voice of your own intuition, even when it speaks in gentle nudges and whispers. And so I want to encourage you to today have a lot more self-awareness about where you are, what you're feeling, what you're thinking, and then really pay attention to how a feeling lands within you. So you could come across somebody that you haven't seen in a while, or you could meet somebody that is just new to you, that you haven't met before. Where do the feelings land within you? What feelings come up? Where is your thoughts going? When you go into a place, a store, somewhere you've been before, really be tuned into your own inner awareness. If you find that you are spiraling in thoughts, ask yourself, what is it that I need? Catch yourself a little bit and look at ways that my cat Lex is trying to come up. Look at ways that you can honor, there's Lexi, that you can honor your own inner voice and your own inner feelings, and absolutely trust the different voices that happen within you. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. And it is not that there are only certain people on the planet who are intuitive. This is you. You were born with it. It is absolutely within your DNA. It is absolutely a huge part of your being, that you are powerfully intuitive, and that you have this incredible intuition within you. And so your invitation is to tune in and use it, and to absolutely let it come forward for you. I'd love to invite you to reach out for more information on my Activated and Awakened group community, we do intuition. That's exactly what we do, and so much more. And it is so beautiful within the group to see all of these people bringing out intuitive parts of themselves that they didn't know that existed. There's a community for you. There are people for you. There are people who are doing this, who are interested in this. And so I want to send that invitation to you. Wherever you are today, sending you so much love and light. And I look forward to spending time with you again soon.